in the middle. And before we get started tonight, I just want to thank you guys for joining us and for having an open mind and coming to hear a little bit about our testimonies and a little bit more about the products. Also, everything that you hear tonight is personal testimonies that we are independent Plexus ambassadors, and Plexus does not claim to treat, cure, diagnose, or prevent any disease. You're going to hear personal testimonies, product info, and just remember that these are our experiences and our own personal research and not from Plexus Worldwide directly. So, welcome. Thanks for joining us. And I'm just going to tell you guys a little bit about my story and how I got started with Plexus. I've been on the products a little over a year. I joined last January, so I was a tired, exhausted mama. I just had my second baby. I had a 6-month-old and a 17-month-old, or no, a 6-month-old and a 2-year-old. And life was pretty crazy. I was tired, but I thought that that was just the stage of life I was in, you know, having 2 little bitty active babies. But I also was overweight and just not in a really happy headspace. Like I wouldn't say I was depressed, but I just had like a lot of anxiety, and I just knew that I wasn't being the mama that I always had envisioned myself being. And you know, I always felt like I was called to be a mama, and I just was failing miserably. I felt like I was just crashing. But I knew that a lot of that came from my own health and the fact that I wasn't happy with myself and my body. And so Rebecca reached out to me, and I am forever grateful that I listened and was so open-minded to hearing about Plexus and what it was, because it truly has changed so much for me. And so I started on the products. I started on the Triplex, which we're going to discuss tonight. And my main goal at the beginning was to just vainly lose weight. All the other things that happened were, you know, something that wasn't even on my radar, something that I wasn't even after, or that I knew that Plexus was going to help with. But I vainly joined to lose weight. And I would say that in the first week of taking my products, I started noticing an increase in my energy and just needing to not need to take the naps in the afternoon. When my boys were napping, I was able to. Hello?
Keep going.
Oh, okay. I was sorry. I was just making sure I could hear me. Anyway, I didn't need to take those naps in the afternoon, and I was able to actually get stuff done around the house, which was huge because everything was getting. It was just horrible. And so I noticed that I had the energy to get through the day without napping. Before, I literally was dead if I did not nap every afternoon. And I was just, every day I would be messaging my husband like, are you coming home? Like, when are you coming home? I can't take any more of this. I need a break. And he had to remind me that it was like 2 o'clock in the afternoon and he had a job and he had to support us and he wasn't coming home. But I noticed the energy, and then I started noticing a change in my mood pretty drastically. And my husband, more importantly, started noticing that. He calls Plexus now my happy juice. My pink drink is my happy juice. And he always asks me if I'm being snotty. He's like, have you drank your happy juice yet today? Because you got to get it together. But I started noticing a change in my mood and just being a lot less snappy and like quick to just jump down his throat or yell at the kids, or, you know, just letting things kind of like roll off. And they weren't as big of a deal, which prior, you know, the littlest thing would have just sent me in a tailspin. And then I also did lose close to 30 pounds in the first, I would say, like 3 to 4 months. And that was huge because obviously that did a lot for my self-esteem and just everything. But more so than that, I know when I started, Rebecca shared with me about offsetting the cost of my products. I was a stay-at-home mom. We were drowning in credit card debt, and it was definitely something that we had to budget in, but I was so desperate, and my husband knew that I needed something, that it just didn't matter. We put our first order on our credit card, and Rebecca shared with me how I could share with 3 people and get the cost of my products offset. And so that was huge, and I was feeling amazing, and I knew that I believed in these products wholeheartedly, and I knew so many people in my life that could obviously benefit from them as well. So I kind of jumped into the business full force, and that has also been completely life-changing. I'm now able to help cover our mortgage and household bills, and like just take a lot of stress and burden off of my husband. So Plexus has truly, truly been an answer to prayer for us, and we are so passionate about this, and that's why we just share, our hearts with you guys, and we just hope that these products are going to reach you guys, and we know that they are going to do amazing things in your life. So a little bit about me in a nutshell, but I'm going to go ahead and start talking about some of our products. And through my research, I found out so much when it comes to our true health and chronic issues that plague our society. Plexus addresses those 3 main issues, which are blood sugar regulation, inflammation, and gut health. And trust me, prior to Plexus, I had no idea the importance of those 3 things and how those 3 things alone are linked to almost every single thing that we struggle with as a society. Like, I had no idea what gut health was, but it's so impactful. And, doctors are linking that, calling our gut our second brain, because it dictates so much in our body. So the first product I'm going to focus on is what we call, I'm going to focus on the Slim, and we're going to focus tonight on the Fab 4, which is the Triplex and then our X Factor. The Slim, which you guys are all probably familiar with, in this little packet, you take this stick and you mix it in water and you drink it every morning, usually about 30 minutes. Before breakfast, but time can vary. I know that we've had people in the challenge that work night shift, or that want it in the afternoon for, after lunch for that afternoon crash. Whatever works with your schedule is completely fine. They say the benefit is to take it in the morning first thing so that it can start getting in your body and start working and doing all the wonderful things that it does. But the timing isn't, it's not going to make or break it. So whatever works with your schedule. It tastes like a cherry Tootsie Pop. It's a very pleasant taste. It's sweetened with stevia, so there's no artificial sweeteners. And it gets its pink color from beetroot extract, so there's no dyes. It's a very clean product, and it has chromium, alpha-lipoic acid, and Garcinia cambogia. The beauty of this product is it helps to balance your blood sugar. And I know sometimes people say, well, I'm not diabetic, I don't need blood sugar balance. That's completely wrong. We all can benefit from having balanced blood sugar. We all eat diets that aren't perfect on the glycemic index. We eat a Western diet that is far too high in sugar and carbs. Even if we try, the nutrients in our food is nothing like it was 50 years ago. So I know that I have family members that say, well, I'm just going to eat right. And, it's not, our food is depleted of all of its nutrients. It's picked before it's peaked and ripe, depriving it of those vital nutrients that our bodies need. And Slim fills in those gaps. So what does balanced blood sugar look like? The sustained balanced energy all day. So you're not having those peaks and valleys, those afternoon crashes where you just want to lay down on your desk and just take a nap. So I stopped drinking sweet tea all day and snacking and waking up hungry. I stopped having those hypoglycemic index episodes where I thought I was going to kill someone if I didn't eat right away. So it's nice to have that control over your body. When your cravings change and your appetite changes, you just start making better choices. And Slim is that tool that allows you to make better choices. Balanced blood sugar also means better sleep. Also, your hormones tend to fall into place because insulin is a hormone. And when you balance out blood sugar, you're also balancing out that master hormone. And that has a beautiful trickle-down effect on everything in your body. So that's why this drink is so amazing for everyone, not just diabetics. And some other quick benefits are good for maintaining healthy cholesterol and blood sugar. So that is, in a nutshell, why the Slim is so, so fantastic. And we're going to just continue on with sharing a little bit more.
Okay, I got to unmute. Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
I figured out my volume problem too. So, okay, thank you. Lauren, that was awesome. I don't know if you guys noticed, but I'm actually drinking my second pink drink right now. It actually helps me a lot with the after dinner cravings. So, you know, I have dinner and then I tell myself, kitchen's closed, no more for the night. So if I feel a little snack attack coming on, I actually drink a second pink drink, and it does wonders for that, those cravings. So I'm really excited about the participation in this group so far. This is our second month of doing this challenge, and it's been really, really amazing. It, you know, fuels our fire to hear all of the changes that you guys are already experiencing in just day 4. And that's exactly why we share Plexus with everyone who will listen, because we've seen firsthand just how many amazing health benefits come from these products. So we can't help but share. So thank you guys for participating, and you're all going to be rewarded throughout the rest of the week, because we still have some really great prizes coming up for you. So make sure that you're checking in here daily. So I am Jessica Pierce. I'm the Senior Ruby Ambassador, and believe it or not, for me at least, I am coming up on my 2-year anniversary with Plexus in April, which just blows my mind that 2 years have passed already. Before Plexus, I was like Lauren. I was exhausted. I wasn't a mom yet, but I was falling asleep at my work desk every afternoon. The 3 p.m. crash was real and vicious. I was running to the vending machine for a candy bar or a pop or a soda, as the rest of the United States calls it. I would need something to get me through the last few hours of work. And then I couldn't wait to get home and take a nap. So the crash was just as bad. I was terribly addicted to sugar. Diet Mountain Dew and sugar-free Red Bull were absolutely my vices to get me through the day. And then, you know, they'd only last a couple hours. And then, like I said, I'd have a nasty crash and I'd need a nap. I also suffered from severe constipation for many years. And I'm so sorry to bring this up, but honestly, there's no such thing as TMI in this business any longer, because a vast majority of Americans suffer from digestive problems and just deal with it, and they don't talk about it. And Plexus, what I've learned over these last 2 years, really does have an answer to digestive problems. So I'm not ashamed to talk about it anymore. I also had severe acid reflux for the majority of my adult life. And I just lived off of medications and Tums to get me through the day. And you know, what is that doing? It's masking the pain. It wasn't getting to any root problem of why I was having, you know, acid reflux and heartburn to begin with. And on top of all that, I had terrible sleep patterns. It would take me an hour to fall asleep. I would toss and turn once I did finally fall asleep. And then I'd wake up feeling super groggy and just exhausted, like I didn't have a good night's sleep. So when I started Plexus, I was actually 8 weeks postpartum with my son, my only child. And I just knew that there had to be something had to change. I had to do something about these miserable symptoms that I had lived with for so long, and so that I could be a healthier mom. So my main goal actually was to breastfeed my son for the first year of his life. So aside from anything else, I was going to, you know, deal with the miserable symptoms as long as I was reaching that goal. But when I found Plexus, I thought, and I saw a lot of people ahead of me were actually able to take this while breastfeeding and pregnant doctor approved. I thought, you know, I'm going to take it to my doctor and just see what they say. So my OB and pediatrician both approved the Triplex and X Factor multivitamin, which we'll talk about later, with flying colors. And so that gave me the confidence to know that this had to have been something safe and hopefully effective for me. So pretty quickly, I began to notice more energy. I didn't need a nap, which with a newborn is no easy feat, of course, if any of you know. And now, 2 years in, I'm literally the healthiest that I've ever been. And, you know, I'm just so proud that I was a huge skeptic to begin with and didn't know what to expect, but I'm very, very proud that I gave this a chance and believed in the possibility. My sleep is now better than ever. I literally hit the pillow and I'm out within 5 minutes. Thankfully, my son sleeps through the night too now, so that makes a difference. I am no longer addicted to Diet Pop or Red Bull, period. Addiction's gone. I actually crave healthy or water and healthy food now. I don't crave sweets. My sweet tooth is completely gone. I can have one tiny piece of chocolate, last me for 3 months, and I'm good. And I used to need dessert after every single dinner, after every meal. I didn't need to have something sweet. So that's a big deal too. My digestion is finally regular and my acid reflux is completely gone. And that is those are two things right there, are something that I just accepted that I had to deal with for the rest of my life. I didn't really think that there was a fix for it. I remember I had been taking my acid reflux meds for a while, of course, still with Plexus because I just didn't know what to expect. And I remember that first day that I thought, well, I haven't reached for the Tums in like days now throughout the day. So I'm going to try to go one morning without my meds and see what happens. And I literally have not taken another pill since. So of course, we always recommend that you get doctor approval before you stop taking any medications. But I just felt comfortable and confident in what I was doing to heal my body. So I tried it myself and it worked. You know, my immune system is rock solid too. And that goes for everyone in my family, in my house who is on the Triplex, or my son at least, who's on ProBio 5, the probiotic that I'm going to talk about. And we're going through our second flu season here in Michigan and still, knock on wood, no illness for any of us. So I'm going to explain more about our immune system and how that's connected to gut health. But the crazy thing about all of my story is that I started Plexus originally really kind of selfishly to lose some baby weight. You know, I did want to get healthier, but I had no idea all of those things that I just listed off were going to happen. I thought if I could lose some weight, great. And that would be, you know, my story. But I really quickly learned that Plexus was getting to the root of my issues and the reason that my body even held on to weight to begin with. So that's why, you know, you'll hear a lot of people give a lot of different stories, and skeptics like me are like, well, how does Plexus help with that? And then that, and totally different ranges of health issues. And like Lauren had mentioned, it's because this targets the root cause of so many health symptoms. So if you can target your blood sugar regulation, your gut health, and your systemic inflammation in your body, that is what is going to help to alleviate the symptoms that your body is dealing with every day. Okay, that brings me to the product that I'm going to highlight, and that is our super powerful probiotic. It's called ProBio 5. ProBio 5 is one of 3 in the triplex, and that's what I highly recommend to everyone starting out. I've literally seen hundreds of lives improve with this combo. The key, though, is to pay attention to the way that your body responds to these products and then adjust that accordingly. This isn't a magic pill, of course. So, for example, when I noticed that my sugar craving was diminished, I had to override my brain to kick the habit of eating dessert every day. I had to recognize that my body was thirsty and override my brain to reach for a water instead of reaching for a Diet Mountain Dew. Again, not a magic pill, but this is something that really will help to balance your body, and you just have to listen to the cues that your body is giving you. So first, just a couple things to help you understand gut health a little more. Our bodies are made up of more bacteria than cells. And a lot of people do not realize that. And I didn't myself before Plexus came along. And I've really done a lot of research on gut health over the 2 years now. Up to 70% of your immune system and your immune function lies in your gut. And up to 80% of serotonin is created in your gut. So the gut-brain connection, I think that Lauren mentioned also, is very strong. And that's why a lot of people are experiencing lessened anxiety or mood swings and things like that, because once you get your gut into a healthy balance, the serotonin is being created there as well. So a healthy gut looks like 80% healthy bacteria and 20% of the harmful bacteria. But unfortunately, for most Americans, that number is actually flipped. And that has a lot to do with our Western diets. And like Lauren mentioned, they are just loaded with poor nutrition. Everyone also has an enzyme in their gut, and it's called Candida yeast. And it's made to decompose our bodies when we pass. So it's there for a purpose, and it's, everyone should have a little bit. But the problem is that Candida feeds off of sugar. And so when that is growing out of control, it can cause all kinds of havoc on your bodies. Google Candida yeast overgrowth. You'll learn a ton. Too much to go into right now, though. Also, when you take when you take an antibiotic, a steroid, most prescription medications, alcohol, pesticides, birth control, just so many environmental factors, they can negatively affect the balance in your gut. So your healthy bacteria is being killed off in the process. Now, antibiotics are important and they serve a purpose, but think antibiotic is anti-life and probiotic is pro-life. So an antibiotic, anyone who's ever taken an antibiotic, you have killed off the virus in your body, which was necessary, but it's also killed off the healthy bacteria. So it killed off the bad bacteria that was giving you whatever problem you were having, but it killed off all bacteria. It doesn't pick and choose. So you always need to replenish your body with the healthy bacteria that antibiotic killed off. So when we have people who are on antibiotics, I always tell them even to increase their probiotics so they can just get a really, big bang for your buck. Also, poor gut health is really connected to just about everything else in our bodies. If you're suffering from any specific health issue, I strongly, strongly encourage you to research your health symptom and gut health. And the likeliness is really, really high that you're going to find a connection. That's kind of how we all got started, is we just really started to research ourselves. Western medicine is just kind of catching up with the gut health connection to everything else in our bodies. So you probably hear about probiotics all over everywhere now. It's on commercials everywhere, but unfortunately, they're not all created equal. I'll get into that a little bit here too. So like I said, it's really just up to you to replenish the healthy bacteria that has been diminished over the years. So what sets our probiotic apart from the rest? ProBio 5 is actually, it contains 5 of the most beneficial, well-researched strains of bacteria to replenish what's missing in your gut. But the best part, and my favorite, is aside from the 5 healthy strains of bacteria, is a blend of digestive enzymes. And that's what's going to break down the fibrous foods, the harmful bacteria, and that toxin buildup over the years that's into your digestive system. Most importantly, it's killing off that harmful Candida overgrowth that I mentioned earlier. To my knowledge, no other probiotics offer both the healthy bacteria and the digestive enzymes to kill off the harmful bacteria that's wreaking havoc everywhere. So a couple things just to consider when looking for a high quality probiotic. First, the need for refrigeration is actually an old science. If your probiotic needs to stay cold to keep the bacteria alive, then imagine what's going to happen the second that capsule hits your tongue, which is 98.6 degrees, right? It's immediately going to activate and then start dying before it can ever even make it to your gut. most people who are somewhat knowledgeable in probiotics are going to ask me, well, how many billion CFUs are in yours, which is colony forming units? And that's because manufacturers have us believing that the more billion a probiotic contains, the better. But the problem with that is that those capsules are heat and moisture activated, which means that those cultures are beginning to die the second that they hit your tongue. And then actually just a fraction of them are making it to your gut so that they can actually work for you. So those manufacturers are simply overcompensating on the cultures because only a fraction of them are making it to your gut to do their job. So it's not always about the billions and billions and billions of cultures. It's more about the quality of the probiotic. And that's where ProBio5 comes in, because the difference between ours is that the bacteria is actually freeze-dried and it's in a heat-resistant capsule. So all of that ensures that the 2 billion cultures per capsule of that healthy bacteria and those wonderful digestive enzymes that are breaking down the bad stuff, that is all going to arrive alive to do its job in your digestive system. So that's what sets ours apart. I will tell you, I have some self-proclaimed probiotic snobs that are friends of mine, and I begged them to give me 90 days of trading out their high, expensive, refrigerated, $100 probiotic and try ProBio5. And I told them if they gave me 90 days and it didn't work or they didn't like it, they could go back to their expensive probiotic and I would never bother them again. And sure enough, every single one of them are still with me to this day, because they have just, they reported to me that this is the first time they can actually feel their probiotic working. So that just says a lot. And I think that it has a lot to do with the digestive enzymes and, of course, the 5 really effective strains of bacteria that we have in there. So, you know, between that and my personal journey and hundreds of people that are now joined me, my belief is rock solid in Plexus. And it's something that I just know has really given me basically a new lease on life, as cliche as that sounds. The triplex as a whole works really synergistically together. And the next product that Rebecca is going to go over, it's called BioCleanse. It's absolutely crucial to take in combination with ProBio5, and I'll let her explain a little bit more why. So up to you, Rebecca. Do I need
Thank you, Jess. No, I think I have it. Yes, so I'm going to jump right into the partner to the ProBio5. You can think of these two as like your ultimate gut health combo. These are, you want to take them together. And it was explained to me, I was like, well, why? Why do I need both? And this was a simple analogy and it clicked for me. They said you can think of the ProBio5 like cleaning your toilet. You use the brush, you clean it, you get it all clean. And then you can think of the BioCleanse as you flush the toilet. So you don't want to just clean the toxins, like you have to get them out. So let's be real, if you're not eliminating every day, those toxins are staying in your body and that's not good for you. And that's why so many of us feel so icky. So it will help with occasional constipation and helping get the toxins out. But I will say it's a very gentle cleanse. It's something that you can take every day. Don't let the name scare you. You can take between 1 and 4. For me, I actually went to the restroom too much before Plexus. And I had a lot of food sensitivities. And since taking this, I take 2 BioCleanse. It has helped me regulate and not have to go so much. So I know I get questions about, well, can I take this if I'm already going a lot? Yes, you can. It's very gentle because in addition to just detoxifying and getting out the toxins from your body, it also is a really good form of magnesium, which we are finding now is like responsible for over 300 functions in the body. So your body needs magnesium, and like half of the population is deficient in magnesium. So you're talking leg cramps and things that happen to us that our bodies need magnesium. And this is an excellent, excellent source of that. And then the other really cool thing with the BioCleanse is it does have some sodium bicarbonate in it, and the way it reacts with the magnesium and other ingredients, it's going to help your blood be oxygenated. So what does that mean? Why do you want oxygen in your blood? Because diseases and bacteria cannot live in an oxygenated environment. So this really going to help your immune system. It's going to make you feel better. It's going to take out the toxins, all in a very, very gentle way. So if you're taking the ProBio 5, you definitely want to add in the BioCleanse. It's one of my favorite. Like I said, you can take 1 to 4 a day, but it is crucial. Those are and that would be the third product then to the triplex that we've been talking about, your Slim, your ProBio 5, and your BioCleanse. That completes the triplex combo. And then just a little bit about me briefly. I introduced myself in welcome video. I started Plexus almost 2 years ago. It will be in May. I was just like Lauren and Jessica. I was the exhausted mom. I needed help, and all the products helped me with that. But what I was more desperate for was financial freedom. I was the mom that thought I was lazy and that I guilted myself because I thought I needed a nap every day. And then when I had my daughter, I didn't want to go back to work. I was a kindergarten teacher by trade, and I felt my husband sold his car and we made it work so I could stay home. But I had that guilt that we were making these sacrifices and it was worth it, but I needed the financial piece. I needed to still be able to contribute because we'd built our life on 2 incomes. And I was the mom that Googled every work from home opportunity you could find. I was searching. I was desperate. And so when these products came into our life and I tried them and they started working for me and I was experiencing, all the things that Lauren and Jessica already mentioned, I was like, okay, there is something to this. And then my husband got started on the products. And he was actually medically retired from the military. He has chronic hip and back pain. Had tried everything short of surgery, suffered depression because of the injuries. And he had to get out. He couldn't do the physical demand. So he started the triplex. And then he actually experienced a lot of the benefits with the inflammation. It helped his back and hip pain. But then he started on our Plexus Nerve, which is another product similar to what they give diabetics and stuff for nerve damage. And he tried this and within 1 week said, Rebecca, I have my life back. Like, these products are amazing. We cannot ever stop. And when he told me that, I was like, okay, I'm all in. I'm going to share this business because like Lauren mentioned, it takes 3 people and you can get enough to make your products paid for. But I wanted to dream bigger, and I wanted to see if this network marketing gig that so many are skeptical of, like, can a little shy kindergarten teacher, can I do this? So I started sharing, and I made it my goal that I really wanted to eventually retire and make this my full-time gig. And this last April, I was actually able to do that, retire after 6 years of teaching. When we moved and we had to switch houses and cities, and Plexus was the financial blessing to that. And now I'm just one step away from being one of the top in the company, which is crazy, all for sharing products that we love and that have changed, they changed my life, but to give my husband his life back and now to have hundreds on our team that have such similar testimonies has been so worth it. So I jumped all in with the business. And now I'm actually 36 weeks pregnant with our second child, a little boy. So I'm due next month or in 15 days. I have actually been using these products my entire pregnancy. I started when my first daughter was 7 months old, breastfeeding. But what I've actually been using for my prenatal this time is what we were referring to the Fab 4, and this is the X Factor. It's our multivitamin. And with my first pregnancy, I was anemic and I had to take extra iron, and I had followed their prenatal schedule to a T. And this time my blood work came back and I was not anemic. I didn't have any leg cramps. I didn't have the heartburn, like all of the really good things like I've benefited from during this pregnancy. So of course I took it in and I got my doctor's approval. I said, hey, I'm taking these products. I love them. Do you see anything harmful in them? Because I'll be honest, doctors are not, they're trained to say no to anything that's unconventional. So a lot of them are not trained in the supplement industry and they just tell you no. So I asked if there was anything harmful, and to see the benefits now, they gave me the green light and said, yes, go for it. Kind of like what Jess was sharing. So I've been able to take the Triplex and the X Factor the entire time. So what makes this little vitamin so awesome is and I'm going to look at my notes so I don't leave anything out. I blame it on my pregnancy brain. But it is what we say is fully methylated. So it is going to be absorbed fully by everyone out there. And this is kind of the breakdown with methylation in a nutshell. If you were to go into the store and buy a vitamin, most of those are going to contain synthetic vitamins for your body to absorb. But if you have the methylation, the gene, the mutation, your body cannot absorb those vitamins. So you're buying these expensive vitamins from the store, you're taking them, but you're peeing them out, or your body is not able to absorb them. Where if you're taking the X Factor, it's fully methylated. Yes, it would take the place of a multivitamin. It is Plexus's multivitamin. So I take this as my prenatal multivitamin. They have a kid's version. My kid takes it. I take 2 every day. But the cool thing with it is your body has the methyl factors that they need to convert those synthetic ingredients. And if you have that MTHFR mutation, your body can't do that, where everyone can absorb the nutrients from this. And it has aloe, which makes the absorption rate like 300 to 400%. So it's super gentle on your stomach. You're not going to be peeing out the vitamins because you're able to absorb them, and it's so gentle and healing from the inside. And then if you're taking the triplex, it's going to help you absorb all those nutrients and all those ingredients even better, because most of our nutrients, they come from our food, and we need to be eating healthy. So this is going to help with that absorption of that. So it's fabulous. I absolutely love it. I've taken multivitamins before and they make me sick. And I can't do it, nauseous, being pregnant when my stomach is the most sensitive. It's just been a lifesaver to have this. And it has the New Zealand black currant, which has iron in it. So you may not see iron listed, but the New Zealand black currant has it in there. So a huge proponent of that as well. So that's what we call the Fab 4, would be the triplex, and then you add on the X Factor, and that is our multivitamin. So that kind of wraps it up with the products we wanted to talk about tonight. If I had time, we could go into all 16, but we don't. But we do have, a vegetarian omega supplement, no fishy birch. We have natural products for pain and inflammation that are better for your system and for your gut than the painkillers and over-the-counter stuff. So we have such a wide variety of products with Plexus that I just believe, and I feel so passionate that everyone can benefit from at least one or more of these products, because we all need a healthy gut. If you're suffering from pain or discomfort or blood sugar issues, or you just need a really good vitamin, Plexus has those. So that's a little bit about me and why I'm so passionate and why I love these products and what they've done, not only for me, but my husband and my family, and now the hundreds on our team and customers. So it's pretty incredible. All right, so I will go ahead and start wrapping this up. There are 3 different ways to purchase, and I'm not going to go into all those either tonight. Get back with the ambassador that added you to the group so you guys can discuss the best option for you and your budget and what you're looking for. And then let me make sure. Yeah, so get back with them, and then we will go ahead and get ready. We did promise that if you logged in tonight, we would announce a winner. We would have a really cool Plexus water bottle, and Jessica, I think, has one that she will show us. She likes to play Vanna for us. But it's white colored now, but when you pour in the mixture, it will turn to a really cool pink color. So it's color changing. So really neat. And it has the Plexus logo on it as well. All right, so without further ado, let me make sure I have the winner. All right, so here we go. Thanks everyone for tuning in, and we have Erin Mayo. You are the winner of our Plexus bottle. So Erin, congrats. Thank you to everyone who did tune in tonight. We love sharing these products with you. We will upload this to the 7-day challenge page, and you guys can watch it again or share it. But thanks for joining us. We hope you all found it helpful, and hope you have a wonderful night. Thanks, everyone.
Bye, guys. Thank you.